I like that sound. That means shit is finna start.
What up, YouTube? Welcome to the Starr. And before I even introduce this video, I just want to say one quick thing. I know there's going to be some people that are like, why are you shirtless and wearing a beanie? That makes no sense. Well, I can't wear a hat the size of my hair is crazy. My hair is crazy, which is why I'm wearing a freaking beanie. And the reason I'm shirtless is because today I'm doing a tattoo collector video that I was tagged in from a YouTube acquaintance of mine, Qcknd. Qcknd. So I was tagged in this video, and a lot of you guys asked about my tattoo, so I figured it would still be a pretty good video to create. Before I get into it, of course, follow me on Instagram. There will be pictures of me, I'm sure, shirtless at some point. Usually I don't show off my tattoos a whole lot on there, but we'll get into that, because that's actually kind of one of the questions. So, yeah. Oh, my Instagram will be on the screen. Okay, now let's get into the questions. First question, do you consider yourself a tattoo collector? I've never really considered myself a tattoo collector. I just like getting tattooed. I've wanted my whole bodysuit since I was 9 years old, which I think I will explain in a second. Oh, yep, and the very next question. Do you have a specific tattoo that turned you into a tattoo collector? And like I said, I mean, I guess technically I am a tattoo collector because I collect tattoos, kind of. But no real specific tattoo turned me into a tattoo collector. The whole reason I wanted my bodysuit, which I explained in my tattoo video, which I will leave linked below, is when I was 9 years old. Well, I think I explained it in that video, actually. I don't remember. But basically, when I was 9 years old, I was going through some shit, right? And at the time, my Uncle Pepe got incarcerated for life without parole. He started getting his whole body tatted. And, I don't know, I just grew up around a lot of people with tattoos. I grew up around, like, a lot of biker dudes, a lot of gangbangers, and, like, watching those different people growing up and admiring those people when I was growing up is kind of what made me want to get tattooed. I just always thought it looked really cool. What tattoo did you travel the furthest for, and where did you go? I've never really traveled that far for a tattoo. The furthest I've ever traveled was probably like 55 miles. I got almost all my work done when I was in the military. So when I was stationed in Mountain Home, Idaho, I would travel to Boise. Eventually I moved to Boise, so then that was a super short commute. And then I would travel from like Rockland to Sacramento when I was stationed at Beale Air Force Base. Where was the closest tattoo you traveled to? Which was probably Boise to Boise when I lived in Boise. Well, actually I guess from Rockland to Rockland too, because I did get a tattoo done by, I do not recall the tattoo shop, but his name was Jamie, and that was this piece right here. Super, super cool piece, by the way, man. This piece turned out so sick. What tattoo artist has tattooed you the most? And that is super easy. Nick Wallerstedt, who is a huge like inspiration in my opinion. Like, I'm so glad I met that dude. He's had such an impact on me, and in my opinion, a positive impact. He's actually the reason I went vegan, and I just learned a lot from him. So I really appreciate his approach. I appreciated getting tattooed by him, but he's done like this whole half sleeve right here. He did this whole half sleeve. He did my chest. He did the AK with the rose. He did patience. He did this angel, and I think that's everything. And the second most would probably be Tony Adamson, who is an amazing artist. He actually did this piece right here, this little demon baby, this little gravestone. He did the head right there, and then he did my upper back piece. Any tattoo artist you follow that you dream of getting tattooed by? If the question is asking like follow in terms of like Instagram follow, no, because I don't follow any tattoo artists really, but there are tattoo artists that I support that I really hope to someday get tattooed by, and those tattoo artists would be Nick Baxter and Paul Booth. Preferably Paul Booth, but I like both those artists. They're both absolutely amazing. I will leave a link to their Instagrams down below. Name 2 tattoos that took you the most sessions to complete. And none of my tattoos really took me a lot of sessions. The main reason for that is because I would just sit through and just deal with it as much as I possibly could. I would say probably the most sessions would be this half sleeve, which I think only took me like, I don't know, I think it took me 3 sessions or 2 sessions. It was like 2.5 actually. Actually, maybe it was just 2. Yeah, just 2. I think that's the most I've ever spent on a single tattoo is 2 sessions. I mean, obviously there are times where like certain tattoo artists tattoo at different speeds, so I would sit there for like 6 to 8 hours. But yeah, I don't know. I just like to get it done. Oh, it says name 2 tattoos. So, I guess you could kind of say this, even though this was only really 1 session, but it's still not complete. So it's the longest to take to complete, which I think is actually a question coming up, which is a tattoo that took the longest to heal or complete, which is the very next question, which would be this one by far. This was done years ago, probably like 4 years ago now. Still have not completed it. I haven't met back up with Nick Wallerstedt to complete it. yeah, he did it around the time that I was leaving, and I just never got it finished, so it's still incomplete. I've thought about getting another artist to do it, or just flying out to him, but I don't know, man. It's kind of like hard for me to want to go out of my way to do my ribs again. I really just despised doing my ribs. Do you have a tattoo artist that has become your friend through tattooing? And I would say Nick Wallace did it for sure. Tim Pack, who did like this lower half sleeve right here, he did like the eagle, the dragon, the by any means. He did a good job of blending it into Nick's work as well. Both of them, I feel like they were like friends of mine. Nick Wallace did it, like I said, I've talked to him a lot. Tim Pack, just a super funny dude. And I'm going to leave their Instagrams down in the description below as well, so definitely go check them out. I'm actually probably going to put their Instagrams first, so definitely go check them out, you know, tell them Jacob said what's up. But yeah, they're super, super dope individuals. I would also say Tony Adamson and just really his whole family in general, because when I used to go to a Mind's Eye Tattoo, I would go there all the time when Nick worked there, and we all just became really close. Me and Wendy became really close. That was like my family away from home. I'd go over there, I'd have Thanksgiving over there, just dinners over there. That was just like my familia. Which makes sense. I mean, I was getting tattooed there literally almost every other weekend. Like every other week I'd be in the tattoo shop, and even when I wasn't getting tattooed, I'd stop by and say what's up and visit them and just, you know, kick it. Do you post pictures of your tattoos or nah? And I don't know when the last time I posted a picture of my tattoos. I'm not necessarily opposed to it, and maybe in the summertime I will. I'm sure when I'm hiking there will be times when it's hot outside and I will be shirtless and you know, taking pictures. But for the most part, I don't really try to. I used to. I think when I like cared more, when I guess I was like proud of it, you know. I mean, when you get tattooed, most people are proud of it, so most people show it off. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. It's no different than, you know, taking a picture in your sneakers or whatever. People always have these ridiculous standards of what they expect others to do. Like, you need to get tattooed for yourself and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, I don't really care why you get tattooed. I get tattooed because, one, I was inspired as a kid from people I looked up to, and I like kind of got addicted when I started getting tattooed, and I would come home and look in the mirror. Like for this piece, right? Like, the way I always describe it is, I don't think of my Uncle Peppy every day. You know, like, it's not like I wake up and the first thought in my head is like, man, I miss my Uncle Peppy, like, I wish he could be free, you know? But I can go to the bathroom, brush my teeth, and I look in the mirror, and then bam, there he is, you know? So things like that I think are kind of cool, you know. It's just a good way to remember your family. I mean, I have a piece for my Uncle Dondi, a piece for my grandfather, a piece for my mom, a piece for, like, just a lot of my family and friends. How do you react when someone asks to see your tattoos? And it depends. Like, some people are like super awkward, you know, or they'll notice that I have like a tattoo, and then they'll come up and they'll like literally like, lift my shirt up, and I'm like, okay, like that's kind of weird, but whatever. I'm not like mad or like, oh, like no, like don't do that. Like, I don't really care. So yeah, I don't know, I guess it just depends. Sometimes it's kind of weird, and I do feel like sometimes people aren't really paying attention to the tattoo because it's actually good. I feel like some people have just become like somewhat obsessed with tattoos, and they just like, they see designs on skin and they're like, oh my god. When will your collection be finished? And probably never, or when I get my entire face done. My plan was, and this is gonna be when I'm like 60 years old, guys, so don't be like, no, don't tattoo your face. But my plan is to basically work my way down my back, get my butt, my legs, my feet, my hands, my neck, my head, my face. My face will be the last thing that I do, and my plan with that is to kind of get it like an ode to my mom. When she passes, which is not expected anytime soon, but I'm just saying, in general, when she passes, like, my mom is the most important person to me. So that'll be kind of like, you know, closing the casket per se, as I'll get my whole face tatted. And it's gonna be kind of like the last, like, F you to my mom, because me and my mom kind of have like a playful relationship. We're really close, so we kind of just give each other shit. So that'll be like the last thing, because my mom does not want me to tattoo my face at all. I love my mom. That mom's tight. Who do you tag? Fuck, I don't know, man. I can't really think of anyone to tag, to be honest. I don't know any YouTubers that have tattoos. Am I kind of dabbing right now? I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. If I think of someone, I will leave them in the description down below. I don't know, people that I follow are mostly into fashion. I feel like not a lot of them have tattoos. But if I do think of someone, I will leave them linked down in the description. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this little tattoo collector video. I will leave a link to the original video down in the description below. Shout out to Qcknd for tagging me. Go follow me on Instagram at @thestarlife. That will be somewhere on the screen. If you want to subscribe, definitely do that. On this channel, I do vlogs. I also do like men's fashion stuff, whatever. So if you would like to subscribe, do that as well underneath this video, and then you can hit that bell and turn notifications. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it, and as always, keep living the star life.